Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Community Live Lounge. It is day 2 at Adobe Max. I'm super fired up, and I am here joined with Shirin Navi. Welcome, Shirin.
Hey, James.
How are you today? Are you enjoying Max so far?
So excited. What about you?
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm super fired up. I'm always really inspired about Adobe Max, and it has gone fully digital. So if you have not registered and you're just joining us for the first time, please head over to the Max site and make sure to register, join all the sessions that you would like to be a part of. It lasts the rest of today and tomorrow. But without further ado, I would like to head into what we're going to be talking about today, Shirin. I know you have some amazing features to go over with us, and we are super short on time. So let's hand it over to you and welcome everybody in the chat. I will be funneling some questions, and please leave those questions in the chat so we can get some of those answered for you. So take it away, Shirin.
Let's do it. Welcome, everyone. There is so much new going on in Premiere and After Effects, so let's just dive in. So today we're going to be starting off in the beta for both Premiere and After Effects. If you don't know how to access it, you can go and open the Creative Cloud app, and then right here within beta apps, you'll be able to install all the beta versions of the app. So you'll see right now I have Premiere and After Effects installed in beta. You can also do things like Photoshop and so on. So that's how you can access that. And while we're here, let me show you how you can also access Frame.io. So Frame.io is new to Premiere. It's super cool. I actually use it all the time. And it's a great collaborative tool for editors. So if you're working on client projects and stuff like that, definitely check this out. So all you have to do is search for Frame.io within the stock and marketplace, and you can just install it from right there. And you see I already have it installed, so we are good to go. So let's hop into Premiere. And the first thing I want to show you is the new import panel. So over here, you see it's way more visualized. It's really cool. It makes it really easy for you to actually see what you want to pick. And if you scrub through your footage, you can actually preview it in real time. So you see in this one, it's raining down. In this clip right here, we have somebody playing with the ball. So this is a really great way to visually see your clips and decide, okay, yeah, I want to add this one, and then I want to add this one. And take note of the bottom left hand of the screen right now. As I'm adding these in, similarly to the interface in Premiere Rush, these are showing up in order and as little icons. So you can tell, okay, this clip is going to be first, this one is second, this one is third, and so on. Another way that you can choose your clips is by just clicking and dragging over them like this. So you've got options. It's really exciting, makes it really easy to import your footage. Now over here on the top right, you see we have import settings. So you can either import these into a new bin, and if you just drop this down, you can give your bin a name. And if you do want to do that, you just toggle this on. Now, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to leave it toggled off. But what we can do is also create a new sequence. So as you see, this one is toggled on, and I can just go in here, give it a name. We can just call it Max Demo, for example, and let's do import. So now it'll import this to my project.
Wow.
So now you see, just like that, over here in the sequence, it has done all the work for us. So we don't have to go in and tell it, oh, we want this in a vertical aspect ratio or horizontal. It'll just know based off the footage, what frames per second, what aspect ratio. It's so smart.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, as someone using Premiere for the first time, maybe that's a really great way to get started, right? And to just get into Premiere and start editing as quickly as possible. That's an amazing feature.
Totally. You don't have to worry about getting overwhelmed with all the settings and stuff like that. So now that we are over in this edit panel, let's go over to this demo footage right here. So this is a clip from one of the projects that I did for my Adobe Creative Residency. It's called Unfiltered Beauty, and you can catch the whole thing over on my YouTube channel. But what I want to highlight here is the Captions Workflow. So right here you see there's me, and then there's also Tenny on screen. And we're both speaking, so as I scrub to it, you'll see I'm talking here, and then over here Tenny is talking. So with captions, it's able to recognize both those speakers and differentiate them. So let me walk you through that.
Perfect. I'm just going to throw one question in there. Shirin, keep on going here, but we got a question. Does Frame.io cost extra? And Shirin, maybe you can answer that for us.
Yeah, so Frame.io, it does have a free plan, but you can also pay for it.
Gotcha. Good to know. Great question.
So,
yeah, keep them coming, guys.
Yeah. So over here on the top right, you have this new workspaces icon, and this is where you see all your workspaces that traditionally in Premiere were up at the top, right? So now we can go down and we can go into captions. And now over here on the left, you have the ability to transcribe your sequence, create a new caption track, or import captions from file. So what we're going to do first is transcribe our sequence. So I'm going to press this, and then this box will come up, and it'll give you all these different settings. So the first thing that I want to change is the audio on track. So right now it's set to mix, which means all my audio tracks. And since I do have music on here, I don't want that. I only want the part where we're speaking, and that is on audio 1. So I'm going to select that. Next thing I can choose is the language, and English is perfectly fine for this, but you also have all these other options as well.
Wow.
Now, you can also transcribe from the in to the out point and merge the out point with the existing transcription, and this is the part where you can recognize when different speakers are talking. So I have this checked on, so we are good to go for that. And then the next thing that is new in the beta version is that we now have on-device transcription. So this means that you don't have to send it to the cloud or anything like that. Everything is just done on your computer, which is fantastic. You can do it offline. So right now it is set to English only, and we are good to go. So let's do transcribe. And we'll just give this a sec.
So fast. That's
I know, it's super quick.
The fact that I've done this now, and it blows my mind how quickly you can actually transcribe. Yeah, that took all of maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah, blows my mind.
Wow, that's crazy.
So now let's play this clip and pay attention to the words. They're gonna get highlighted as we are speaking. So let me press play. In that case, let's say you go through a photo shoot and it just does not work out.
Yeah.
And how cool is that? So it lets you track all the words to what you're saying. And it's really easy to go in and make changes if you need to. So I can just go in and double click right here. And I know that right here, I said, let's say and not let's see. So I'll just change that to let's say. And then over here for this part for speaker 2, let's take a listen to that and see if we need to change anything.
Yeah.
What do you do? Where do you go from there?
So I get frustrated.
So we'll change that. We'll do so 1, and then we'll get rid of this too. So 1, I get frustrated. All right, so we're good to go. And now we want to create our captions. So we'll press this button right here, create captions, and it'll bring up some more settings for us. So we're just gonna leave them at the default, but you do have options for broadcast if you need to. For YouTube purposes, you're good with the default, so we're just gonna leave it like that. And then you can change the settings like the maximum length in characters and duration in seconds and all of that. And also the lines. So I tend to prefer single, so I'm gonna select that and let's press create. And look how quick this is as well. Boom, done.
Oh my God, wow. That was like half a second, that's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing. So now you have all your captions right up here in this new layer called subtitle, and you can go in and make changes to them if you need to. So let's say, for example, for whatever reason, you decide you want this to be a little bit shorter. So you can just pull it in just like you can with your normal clips on your timeline, and then pull this out and so on and so forth. I'm just gonna press Command Z to undo that. And if you do want to make additional changes to your caption, so let's say you want to change the text, you can go in to Essential Graphics and then change your text. So let's say we want to change this font. We can do that. And then we can also mess around with all the other settings as well, right? So we can change the fill. We can change the stroke, the background, the shadow. So let's say we want to do a fill of yellow. We'll just choose yellow like that.
Shirin, can you answer one question from the chat? Someone is asking if there's audio on multiple tracks. Is it possible to select certain tracks to transcribe instead of just the one track? Did you go over that already in the initial when you choose mix or all?
So it'll either give you mix or your individual audio tracks.
Gotcha. So you can just choose which track you want transcribed.
Exactly.
Great. Awesome.
So you can also save all these customizations as a preset if you wanted to right here within track style. So right now it's set to none because we don't have any saved. But if I go into create style, I can now save this as a preset. So I will call this yellow. I'll press OK. And now you see it is saved as a preset. So if I click this drop down, we have none, and then we have yellow, which is fabulous. So that's Captions in a nutshell. Super amazing. Try it out if you have not already. Now, I do also want to highlight Frame.io. So if you go over to Window and then Extensions, this is where you can access Frame.io. But just make sure that you do this in regular Premiere Pro before you do it in the beta version. That's how you'll be able to access it. So now if I bring in Frame.io, you'll see I have some projects in here. This is a music video that I shot and edited, and let's open up this version. So you'll see all the comments that were inserted in here are now actually able to be seen. So all these blue dots are the comments. So for example, this one says, can we delay the first cut to here? So I can click it and I know, boom, this is where I need to start the video now for the edit. So really great, really easy. Love using this.
Now, can you cut that clip right in that source window there, or do you have to then open that project into the timeline?
Typically what I do is I'll open the project in the timeline and then also have this open and just like reference back and forth.
Gotcha.
Since I have the time code in, it just makes it really easy for me to know like, okay, I can go in right there.
Cool.
The next thing that I want to highlight is the export. So you'll see this has also given us a more visual way to look at the export. It's a lot more friendly, it's not intimidating anymore. So you can easily toggle on all these different export settings. So let's say you want to export to YouTube, boom, turn it on. Export to Twitter, boom, turn it on. And of course you can go in and adjust all the different settings like the video, the audio. You can also choose whether you want to burn in the captions or not. So this is all really great. It makes it super easy to export.
Wow, that is an incredible feature in itself too. I mean, all of these features that Shirin, you were going over with today are huge time savers for editors that are constantly moving and working with clients. It's a pain point for me when I'm working with clients and have to continue to share a file via Dropbox or G Drive. And I think Frame.io, just as that feature alone, is an amazing change to Premiere.
Yeah, totally. The integration will make it so easy, especially if you are doing client work. Like, it's great.
Absolutely.
And I do also want to point out, you still have the option to send to Media Encoder within Premiere Pro. So if you want to do that, you can definitely do that as well.
So I have a quick question. So the published window there where you can, turn on YouTube, turn on Twitter, turn on media file, does that then auto publish that video directly to YouTube if you've connected it to that account?
Yeah, look, right here within Publish, you can sign into your YouTube channel, and then you can even select which channel you want, which playlist. You can give it a title, description, choose your privacy. You can also add in tags and a custom thumbnail. So if I drop down on the custom thumbnail, you can either choose a frame from your source video or from an image file. Everything is just in there for you. It makes everything so easy.
Just makes me smile. I hope other people in the chat are feeling the same way. We're kind of nerding out about this because it is a huge time saver and will continue to be in the future as you use this for client work and just personal projects as well.
Totally, it's super exciting.
Awesome. Okay, well, keep it moving, Shirin. You're doing great. If I have any more questions in the chat, again, please continue to add those for Shirin. We're flying through these features. And those that are just joining us, welcome to day 2 of Adobe Max. We're here in the Community Live Lounge.
Welcome, welcome. So let's dive into After Effects now. After Effects has gotten such a refresh. So this first feature that I want to show you will go by so quickly. So let me explain to you what it is, and then you can look out for it. So this new feature within After Effects is called Speculative Preview. So basically, now when you have your cursor over here, you'll see typically it'll take a second for everything to render out, right? Well, now what you can do is if you just leave the playhead here, after a few seconds, everything will begin to render out, and this top bar right here will all begin to turn green. Whereas before, it would usually be red or yellow for quite a while, right? So let me open a new project and I'll show you. So we'll go to File, Open Project. And let's choose a different one.
This feature will prevent me from wanting to throw my computer out the window most days.
Yep, pretty much. So we'll just give this a few seconds. And look, it's already rendering out. Boom,
Wow.
done. That was so quick. Do you know how much time this is going to save me? I've spent so much time just waiting for things to render out in After Effects, and now it's like, oh, you don't have to waste time anymore. Look,
And
I'm optimized.
when it optimizes and renders that fast, and let's start back at the beginning of the timeline, and you were to press the playhead forward, does it render that fast? Like after each edit you make to your clips in After Effects, does it constantly continue to optimize as you're editing it?
Yeah, so After Effects also now has multi-frame rendering. So basically your CPU will be optimized for After Effects. So basically the more cores you have on your computer, the faster After Effects will be, which is fantastic.
Wow.
And look, even when you're scrubbing through this project, everything is playing back so smoothly. Like,
it's incredible.
it's a brand new After Effects.
And now that's really, I mean, that's a huge feature in here. Does that have anything to do with like CPU or your graphics card on your computer, or is that all sort of just built into After Effects, the software?
So I'm not an engineer, but I do know.
Nor am I.
Yeah. You good?
Sorry, my computer just fell.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Still see me?
We're good. We're going strong.
I did a little elbow to my computer stand. We're good though.
So going back to your question, I do know that the CPU is optimized, and the more cores you have on your computer, the faster After Effects will be.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
And side note, by the way, if you are going through these beta programs and say you have questions or features that you want to see added to the beta version, you can drop them right here. So you see this icon, it's like the little bubble and it has the 3 dots. This is the provide feedback, and this will go directly to the Adobe engineers. And they do read this. So don't think that you're just sending comments out into this void. No, they will be heard, they will be seen. So you can just go right there, you can report a bug, request a feature, and visit the community.
Awesome, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's really cool. The next thing that I want to show you is the composition profiler, and this will blow your mind. So right here, I'm going to right click, and we're going to go to columns and then render time. So now you can see just how long each individual layer will take to render out. So this is really helpful because let's say you're working on a composition and it's a little bit dense, it's taking forever. Now you can go in and you can figure out which exact layer is causing your composition to just drag out. And then you can maybe go back to your client and be like, hey, let's maybe reconsider if we really even need this element in this project or not. And you can get rid of it. You can even see what's really quick and what's working for you. So super handy feature.
Well, even just to manage your own expectations or manage the expectations of a client, if you can now look at this, and obviously your timeline could be even more robust with more layers. So that'll be super helpful once you see, oh, okay, like I have 50 layers that I need to render, and these are how long these will take. So that's a really, really cool feature.
Totally. I love this. I'm so glad they added this in here.
So anything to speed up the workflow in After Effects is always a game changer.
Exactly. It's like buttery smooth. I can't express to you how amazing it feels to be in After Effects now.
I've honestly almost given up trying to animate sometimes because you get so bogged down in the render process, which clearly Adobe has done an amazing job fixing in After Effects. So love that.
Even creating little 15-second things for Instagram used to be such a chore, especially on my older computer. It just could not handle it. But this, oh my gosh, it's brand new.
That's incredible. So this is is this in the beta version, or this is in the version that people currently have on their Creative Cloud?
Yep, this is in the public beta that you can access from the Creative Cloud app on your desktop.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
game changer.
The last thing I want to show in After Effects is the render queue. So we can go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue. And now you see we have our project in here, and this render queue is a lot more visual. Just like in Premiere, you have a really visual feature of everything that's going on. So right up here where it says current render, once I start to render this out, it'll show you all these different colors, and it'll show you that it's basically rendering out. And then right here where this eye is, the eye icon where it says info, you can press this for more information about basically all the nerdy stuff about your project as it is rendering out.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and render this out. And also, of course, you can choose the out point right here, or the output rather. So we'll do save, and then we will render this out. So take a look at the current render bar.
Wow.
It's visual, it's super quick.
And so
Boom.
what are those colors again? Like remind me kind of you're looking at the different parts of that project that are rendering faster than some of the others, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. I maybe, I don't know. That was a total guess, but I'm thinking that's what it would be.
Another engineer question.
Yes. If there's any engineers in the
In the
chat
chat,
here, let us know. We're just the creatives. We just create the cool stuff.
Exactly. Another cool thing about this render queue is that you can also now get notifications when your render is complete. So within the Creative Cloud app on your desktop or on your phone or even on your smartwatch, you can get notifications. So right here on the bottom right, you can toggle this on. It's a little checkbox and it'll say notify when queue completes. So if you have that checked on, you'll get notifications. So it's really cool. You can render something out, let's say maybe while you're eating lunch, and let's say you're halfway through eating lunch, you look over at your watch and hey, look, your project has exported and now you know.
I love that. I love that. Well, this is, I feel like just getting a sneak peek at some of these new features are all Adobe's clearly listening to the people that are using this every day. And Shirin, this is something that you do professionally. So as an editor myself, I feel like all of these features are functional and they will be used every day in some workflow, whether it's a client project, whether it's a personal project, anything to really speed up the workflow. Not only saves you time, but also saves you from wanting to pull your hair out because it takes forever to render.
Absolutely. And I love having such a visual component to everything now. It makes everything so much more user-friendly. Like you want to go into Premiere. It doesn't scare you anymore.
Did it scare you back in the day? Were you scared of Premiere?
So much. I opened Premiere and closed it so many times before I actually took the time to look at it and understand what everything was. It can be intimidating, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that first, remind us again what that first feature was where you were importing into Premiere. What was that feature called? Because I really want to just hit on that one last time before we wrap up here.
Yeah, so if we go over to this import panel right up here, you can have a visual look at all your footage, and then you can check it to select what footage you want, and it'll get added in the order that you selected, similarly to how it would happen in Rush. And then you can also just click and drag to also select clips. And another really cool part is when you scrub over the clips, you'll get a little preview of what the clip looks like. So this is really helpful if you're going through and let's say you have multiple takes of the same thing, right? You can figure out which one you want, which one you don't want. It's really cool.
Well, what I like about that too is that somebody who's new to editing might have an idea like, okay, I want to take these 5 clips and I want to somehow put them together. If they're on a vacation and shot something, maybe they don't do this professionally, but they want to get interested in Premiere. This is a really great way to start and not be intimidated so much with the interface in Premiere before you get into the software. So, like you just mentioned, being a little bit scared of Premiere, this allows you to not do that and really get a chance to, okay, I like these 5 clips. Let's create that sequence, which I know you showed earlier. And it's a really, really great way to make that be like that creativity accessible for anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Just easy, user-friendly.
If you guys take anything away from this, it's easy. That's what we want. That's what we want everyone to be left with.
Easy.
Editing can be easy. Can be easy if you work hard at it and you use all these new features.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, Shirin, do you have anything else that you want to show us? I know we're coming up on 1 minute here. Any other questions from the chat, please leave those here. What do you think? You think we're good to wrap up here?
Yeah, I think we're good. Let me know if there are any burning questions from the chat.
I think
otherwise,
we're good.
Honestly, just dive into the beta, go in and download the beta versions. Just dive in and try playing around with these. They're so much fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shirin. Thank you for the time. Thank you for those in the chat. I know it was a quick one, guys, but please use these features. Go try them out for yourself and stay tuned for our First Takes 3D with Wes McDermott and Jeanette Matthews right after this. You do not want to miss it. And thank you again, guys. Enjoy day 2 and day 3 of Adobe Max. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.